To reduce the stigma and insecurity around hair loss, September is National Alopecia Month, a time to celebrate and recognize those affected by the autoimmune condition that damages hair follicles. And you can do just that later this month at the upcoming conference titled BaldiCon, uniting and empowering bald women worldwide. And joining us now to discuss the event, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and alopecia warrior, Queen Felicia Flores. Felicia, good morning to you.
Good morning, beautiful.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And looking gorgeous.
And you as well. We're matching.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's talk a little bit more about alopecia, because I was not aware that it affects 6.8 million people just here in the U.S.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about what it is and who it affects.
Well, actually, basically, it's an autoimmune disease that attacks the hair follicles. So your body is literally attacking itself and its hair follicles, causing your hair to fall out. And some people may have patches, and some may have completely bald. Me, I am completely bald. So it's one of those things that it can affect. And there's traction alopecia, there's alopecia universalis, there's a lot of different types, but it's very surprising to know how many people have it, because so many people hide behind wigs or other things of that nature. So
when did you find out that you had this condition?
Well, it started off at spots. After I had my daughter, so about 2000, 2001, after she turned about a year old, I noticed small little spots. Then I would say about maybe, I went through a traumatic experience in 2006, and my hair just completely fell out.
Completely fell out?
I mean, it was coming out in clumps. And so it was just so, I couldn't believe it. But because I was going through a tragic moment, that kind of took precedence. And it wasn't until I started getting out in society, trying to date, trying to just be somewhat normal, is when it really hit me that beauty, society's beauty of definition of being bald is not so popular. And so that's when it started to affect my self-esteem. And that's when I said, I need to do something about it.
When did you decide to, I mean, because you're rocking the bald.
Oh, thank you.
You really are. But when did you decide not to wear, or I don't know if you did wear wigs or even had, you know, weaves or anything of that nature. But when did you say, okay, it's okay. It's okay for me to show my beautiful head?
Yes. It was actually, I want to say there's a Don't Judge Me challenge, and my daughter pushed me. It was 2015, and she's like, Mom, it's just time to do it. It's just really time to let go. And I was nervous, and I was like, you know what? Let me just jump on this challenge, and that's when I revealed to the world that I was bald. My parents didn't even know.
Wow.
And I'm a hairstylist, and my clients, most of my clients didn't even know. I just wore a wig, and I met a beautiful lady when I was on a resort, and she was bald. I said, how did you do it? And she said, you're going to know when the time is right. You will know. And that's why I created BaldiCon, to create that safe space for us to just be free, see someone else that looks like us, and help give us the tools to empower us, to build us up.
And talk about how important it is to have something like BaldiCon that you founded, where women can come together and have talk about what's going on in their lives and what's going on behind the wig or behind the, you know, the hair situation that they're going through.
Yes, it's very important, because that's just something that, you know, a woman's hair is their crown, it's their glory. And when you don't have that, you feel like you're missing something. Like, how can I be feminine? This conference, and it's not just for people with alopecia, whether our motto has always been, if you have alopecia, some lupus, cancer treatment, even bald by choice, this event is for you, because we have all something in common, and that is being bald. And we need that self-esteem. Suicide rates is higher because dealing with this. And so I want to have these women walk away with the tools necessary to be able to deal with those everyday situations and just help to boost them up and empower them.
And I'm taking it probably at the conference too that they're talking about how they can treat it too, because I know we've had doctors on before talking about finding it quickly as well too, and how they can treat it.
Absolutely. We have Dr. Nina Ross will be on our panel, and she will be giving insight on ways to treat holistically as well, because not everyone, I was poked and prodded, and we're tired of it. You know, you get to a point where you can't be numbed for some of this stuff, and it's just like, I don't want to be, I just want to accept me for me. And so this is one of those events that will help that.
And they'll be talking about access to care and wigs, because wearing wigs, it's quite expensive. It can get very expensive. So there are actual programs out there to help people out?
Yes, there is.
Wow.
There's different programs, and also the National Associated Alopecia Foundation, they have also a scholarship program that will also help women to afford, if insurance can't afford it, insurance will pay for it, to cover their wigs and what's called cranial prosthesis. So that's one of the things that also BaldiCon pushes for as well, to be able to help these women to get, they're not ready yet to go bald, because you don't want to force it.
No.
And it's whenever the time is right for them.
Just like that person said to you.
That's right.
No.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us and having this conversation. That is so important. And I know especially in our community, because there's so many women out there that are dealing with this and really don't know where to go, who to talk to. So it's nice that they can have a safe space to have this dialogue.
BaldiCon is that safe space. They can follow us on all social media channels, BaldiCon, on Instagram and Facebook, and also they can donate also to help another person who may not be able to afford to come, or workshops and so forth. They can donate as well, all on BaldiCon.com.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Yes. Felicia, thank you so much for
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored.
Oh, no, it's an honor to have you here and having this discussion.
Thank
Important, so important. BaldiCon takes place on September 29th and 30th at Hotel Coley. That's in Buckhead. You can register online at baldycon.com.